Well, it's now getting to the business end of the competition. I mean, the boys are now being separated from the men, and the 2026 FIFA World Cup round of 32 is gradually being screened. And of course, we've seen the big giants making it all through. Brazil is through, France is through, the likes of Norway are through. I mean, we've seen the likes of Spain, and of course, we've seen Portugal. Let's talk about these two games that ended. I mean, Spain beating Austria by 3 goals to nil, and it was quite an emphatic one. The Spanish team started pretty well. We are yet to see Nico Williams in this year's 2026 FIFA World Cup. He was a brilliant figure, very influential 2 years ago when Spain won the European Championship in Germany. We are yet to see him match with his numbers in terms of minutes in this competition. But his playmate Lamine Yamal has been the one running up the show with regards to the wing play of Spain. And of course, Mikel Oyarzabal has been dishing up some numbers. I mean, 4 goals in this World Cup, not bad for someone who is playing as a false nine, someone who is not a typical striker being used by coach Luis de la Fuentes. He's just behind Erling Haaland and of course Lionel Messi, Kylian Mbappe, who are having 6 goals. I mean Lionel Messi, Mbappe having 6 goals, Erling Haaland having 5, and of course him, Mikel Oyarzabal, alongside the Senegalese player who is out. I mean Ismail Assar also having 4 goals so far in the competition. The Spanish team started really well. I mean they dictated the pace. They have a strong midfield. I mean they have the midfields who always make sure that they determine where the games flow. I mean when you have Pedri, when you have Rodri, when you have the likes of Mikel Merino, Fabian Ruiz, this is how it turns out to be. And of course, Lamine Yamal was running up the show on the right side of the flanks. And of course, Alex Baena has also impressed really well in this competition, even scoring the game against Uruguay when he netted the only goal for the Spanish side. Austria came with much ideas. The likes of Grealish, the likes of Amin, Marcel Sabitzer were trying as much as possible. Conrad Leitmar did this well, did his thing how to make sure that he going to improve up the setup, but it was too difficult for the Austrian side meeting Spain. So their goalkeeper Schalger made a brilliant save, some couple of saves that really kept the Austrian team in the game. Daniel Alaba also at a point saved the Austrian in some couple of situations, but it was the meant to be because the Spanish team were too good for the Austrian side. The likes of Mikel Oyarzabal, Dani Olmo, Alex Baena were too much for the Austrian side. So it ended in a 3-0 scoreline. Mikel Oyarzabal scoring 2 goals, and of course Tottenham Hotspur's Pedro Porro scoring one of the goals, and that ended the journey of coach Ralf Rangnick's sides in the 2026 FIFA World Cup. So now Spain are now going to the round of 16 where they set up a clash with Portugal. It was a dramatic end in the game between Portugal and of course Croatia in Toronto. An end-to-end stuff, especially in the second half. Couple of offside goals that were ruled. Petar Sucic's goal was ruled as offside. Cristiano Ronaldo's goal was ruled as offside. And of course, we saw Josko Vadiol's goal was also ruled as offside. It was indeed a brilliant game. First half ended goalless. Then came in the second half. You saw that the Croatians were piling up the pressure. And of course, they scored the first goal. Cristiano Ronaldo equalized, but the referee flagged it as an offside after receiving a long ball from Pedro Neto. And clearly, if you take a look at what happened, you can clearly see that it was typically an offside goal. So Cristiano Ronaldo's goal couldn't stand. But later on in the game, we saw Rafael Leao taking a long shot that hit the bar. It was quite a brilliant one from the AC Milan chap. And of course, along the line, Mateo Kovacic also made a solo run and hit the post, even though the ball touched the hand of goalkeeper Diogo Costa before it hit the pole. Then came a penalty when Rafael Vega was trying to head the ball after a corner kick, but Nikola Vlasic held him. And of course, the VAR decision needs to be intervened. And of course, the referee was called to go and watch the VAR decision that needed to be interpreted. And of course, after the referee watched the VR, he took it as a penalty because Rafael Vega was held by Nikola Vlasic in that. And of course, Cristiano Ronaldo did not make any mistake by converting it from the spot. So that made it 1-1. So coach Martinez made 4 couple of changes in the game, bringing on the likes of Konsi Sao, Nelson Semedo, And of course, that those guys came and completely changed the game. Later on in the game, the likes of Ruben Neves all came. And of course, Goncalo Ramos had the header after taking the header from a cross that was taken by Rafael Leao. So that it took the game to 2-1. And of course, going to the dying embers of the game when the game was about to end, another VAR drama came. But to me, before the ball reached Petar Susic, and then before Andre Kramaric, before Josko Vadio touched the ball, the ball hit Portuguese player Rafael Vega. So I don't understand the reason why the referee decided to flag it as an offside. So that is why a lot of people are seeing it as a daylight robbery on the part of the Croatians, even though it's quite unfortunate, but that is how VAR drama works. I saw Luka Modric talking about the fact that he thought VAR came in to help, but it seems VAR has been like pick and choose. Referees decide to choose which VAR decision to make or not to make, which is quite unfortunate on his part. So for Cristiano Ronaldo, he still continues to be in the competition, but for Luka Modric, his 2026 FIFA World Cup dream is over as his team Croatia have been eliminated by Portugal in the round of 32. So now the Portuguese team progressed into the round of 16 where they set up a clash against Spain in an Iberian Peninsula clash. So who wins in this tire that goes on in the 2026 FIFA World Cup? So far, European countries are now making it through. Around 7 countries have now reached the round of 16 in terms of the European contingent. I mean, Norway is through, France is through, England is through, Spain is through, Portugal is through, Switzerland is also through. So the Europeans are now getting up the numbers in terms of those who are making it through into the round of 16 of the 2026 FIFA World Cup. This has been the podcast channel with our. Thank you.